Welcome to Outsider Reviews, and today I want to talk about what's been happening with the auto market in the past, as well as where we are now and where I think we're heading in the future. So, for the last few years, we've been dealing with a pandemic which caused a lot of supply issues for the automotive industry. We saw shortages, empty parking lots, empty dealer lots. We also saw quite a bit of inflation in the prices, meaning increases from most OEM, if not all of them. Prices have gone up, up, and up. Interest rates were low. Everybody was selling. Profits margins were increasing. And there were no deals to be had, to be very honest with you. Now, if you look at today's market, it's very different from what it was a year ago. Supplies has gone up. Day supplies are reaching normalcy as far as what we knew before the pandemic. Manufacturers are using different tactics. Now, I actually have some figures here. Toyota was actually one of the manufacturers thought to be um, having production issues, having quite a bit of restraints. There's no vehicles in the lots. Everybody's paying either MSRP or higher as far as dealer markups. And all this is being done because, well, there's no Toyotas in the lots. There's no inventory. Well, we just stumbled across the path that Toyota actually has been breaking in production records. Car Edge was actually the first to report it yesterday, but I'm going to dive a little bit more into it. So they produce over 9 million vehicles, as you can see in this chart. So production is actually up 5.2%, I believe, or around 5% increase in production of all times. They've never reached this number ever. And if you look here at export figures, they are only exporting just over a million of these. And that is down 5% in export. So what does that mean to us here in North America? So US and Canada? Well, this is a strategy. This is a strategy. There's no supply issues. There's no production issues, obviously, if you're breaking production records. All that's going on is that they're limiting the amount of vehicles that's coming to North America in order to keep the inflated prices and justifying people saying, hey, it's either you pay this price or you don't get one at all because we have empty parking lots. We don't have a lot enough to go by. Well, it turns out that's just a tactic. It's just a tactic to get you guys to pay more. And I really hope that you don't fall for this. So that's one manufacturer's tactic. Others have been, if you follow GM and Ford, they closed down their plants for a few weeks for whatever reason they state, but in the end, they're closing down production and slowing down production purposely. They don't want you to know that there's tons of cars in the lot because then you'll start asking for deals. You're like, hey, there's lots going on here. Why am I not asking for rebates? Why am I not being offered a rebate? And as far as Ford's concerned, there is no rebates. What their tactic is at this point is either to slow down production in order to maintain these high prices and slow down inventory as a whole, or I've seen some dealer tactics at dealer levels where their parking lot where the dealer actually is sparse, meaning, it's not full. However, subsequent lots that are away from the dealers, tucked away somewhere out of sight, now they're full. They have lots of vehicles that they're tucked in away. So you have to be wary. I'm not saying all dealers do that. I'm just saying some dealers use this tactic to represent somewhat empty lots or limited options for the buyers, saying, well, this is my only one, and if you don't buy it, then you won't get it. Somebody else will. Well, and meanwhile, they have maybe 100 of them in the back lots, tucked away a couple blocks away. So that's Ford and GM. Now, Ford doesn't offer incentives. GM just started offering. They were offering $250 for Costco members. Now that just went up to $750. These rebates going up, they're not just, oh, this is the time of the year that rebates go up. It's because production is high, inventory is higher, and they want to move these vehicles. As a consumer, please understand this, that the more they move their rebates up, the more you can actually ask for extra incentives. The more you can ask. So that's another OEM's tactics, another manufacturer's tactics. Now, if we look at Stellantis, they haven't slowed down production. What they are doing is actually increasing rebates up to 15% off MSRP. Now, one thing that's interesting for us here in Canada is this offer was actually supposed to expire May 1st. As you can see at this sticker. Now, if you look at this sticker, this sheet right here, it's been extended. It says it starts from May 1st all the way up until June. Well, no, if you've been following like us, or if you follow this channel, you'll know that this offer was actually a month ago, set to expire May 1st, and now it's being extended. Rebates being extended is a clear sign of they're feeling the slowdown. The economic slowdown is being felt by these manufacturers, which is going to benefit you, the customer, in the end. When somebody offers you 10% off, like I'll give you 10%, the art of negotiation means, well, that's their start point. So this is where you want to ask the dealer, because this is a manufacturer rebate, not a dealer rebate. So the manufacturer is giving that rebate to the dealer as well. Well, the dealer, if you have a dealer with lots of inventory, this is where you want to ask for more. You're like, okay, well, manufacturers give you 10% or 15% in some cases. Well, okay, I want an extra 5%. It's your move. You guys need to push for those. They're not going to just give them to you. So rebates from GMs are going up from 250 to 750. I believe you can ask for more. There's also a hero program that in some dealerships you might want to ask for those if you are emergency responder or military, as well as the Ram dealers rebates that I just talked about. So we're starting to see more and more rebates going across, and we're starting to see different tactics. Again, dealership tactic, hide your high inventory, and actually some on the websites, it's really hard to figure out how much inventory they have, and how many days they've had it here in Canada. In the United States, CarEdge, excellent website to use. I'll drop the link down below. And that's a very good tool to use. Now, as far as you, the customer, in this current state, what should you do to get the best price? Well, it depends. If you have a high value trade-in, you gotta consider maybe now would be a good time since rebates are there and your trade-in is still valued pretty high, because the market value is decreasing. It's going down. So that's one factor you have to consider. Or if you're like me and your trade-in isn't worth much, I have over 300,000 kilometers on my trade-in. I know it's not a specialty piece. It's not nothing special, nothing that they don't make anymore. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because all the signs are clear. GM is increasing rebates. Ram is actually extending rebates. Meanwhile, while this is happening, inventory is going up. Prices are only going to go down, in my opinion, because interest rates are still high. You want to hit that sweet spot where interest rates starts going down and inventory is still high. That's the sweet spot you want to aim for as far as negotiations. But as of right now, nobody should be paying over MSRP. If somebody's trying to charge you over MSRP, walk away. Just walk away.
So you're going to get out of there, right? I mean, that's not right, right? You got to get out of there, right?
This is no good, and there's no need for it, whether you're in Canada or the US. Do your homework. Do your homework would be... This is your second biggest purchase in your life. If you're not shopping around for your house, then you're doing something wrong. You're not trying to get the best deal or the best house. You should do the same for your vehicle. You should try to find the best deal and the best model that suits your needs. You want to test drive, do a bunch of test drives. Don't buy the day you test drive because then it's very emotional. And this should be a business acquisition in the end. Yes, you gotta love the vehicle. Yes, you gotta test drive it, but you don't have to do those on the same day as you purchase them. So do your homework. Shop the brands. There's every brand for the most part has their own variation of what you're looking for. If you're looking for a pickup truck, you have choices. You have Toyota Tundra, or like full size pickup truck, the F 150, the Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra, and the Ram 1500, amongst others. So you can go electric as well, so that's even more option. But if you narrow it down what you want a half ton truck, great. Test drive them all. And don't just test drive one variation. If they offer gas, hybrid, diesel, test drive them all and do a loop that you want. The dealer is going to want to do a loop that's best for them, but that's not going to represent what your daily drive is. It's not going to represent your daily mileage. Reset that mileage, reset that fuel economy, test drive, get your own figures on how you drive, and you get to figure out, well, which one's the best you want. You also want to figure out what's cost to own. So diesel costs a lot more in oil change. Hybrid are actually a little bit more prone to recalls and issues because you have double the engines. You have an electric engine and you have a internal combustion engine. So when you're doing your homework, use certain links. Consumer Reports, that's actually a very good link. It'll give you predicted reliability. None of these are perfect. They don't have crystal ball, but predicted reliability score and cost of ownership and so on. So you get data from that Consumer Report website. Another good website for is Car Cost Canada. Why is that? That's for your negotiations. You get to see what the invoice price is. Like I've explained in previous video, invoice price is what the dealer pays for. And then you get to look at the suggested retail price. And then you get to see where your wiggle room is. You're probably not going to get it at cost. But there's this portion in the middle where they get a little something, you save a little something, and everybody's happy. So I'm going to put those links down below as well. And if you're in the United States, Car Edge, excellent website. You get to actually find out what the day's supplies are. So good website to have to get ready for your negotiations. Now, for your negotiations, you might not want to go all out and say, "Oh, this is how much you guys pay. I want it at cost." That's not going to happen. Nobody's that desperate right now, and it's still brand new vehicles because we're talking about new vehicles right now. They're not going to give it away, not unless it's extremely bad situation, going out of business kind of situation. So when you're talking about negotiations, be reasonable, know what you want, know what you're willing to pay. You did all your homework, you know how much inventory there is. Maybe drive around a few blocks to figure out how much inventory there actually is. And then be mindful of the extras, extra warranties, interest rates. Do your shopping around banks, financial situations. Do your shopping around warranties, extra warranties. Different companies offer different warranties. You don't have to buy it from the manufacturer, but you do have to watch out with those extras that they're going to give you or try to slide in there, especially extra fees. You want to be very mindful of fees. If a car is only being on a lot for 15 days, well, there's not really a storage fee or something like that they need to charge you because it hasn't been over 30 days. So read the fine print. Read the fine print on your warranty. Know what it covers you. Know what you're paying. Negotiate the out the door price. Don't give out your payment situation. Nobody needs to know that yet because if you don't have the out the door price, you don't know what you're finally paying for. Then once you have an outdoor price you agree on, then you can talk term, payments, down money, flexible loan, something you can buy out at any given point. Now, these are just little pointers, little tricks that we can use to give you guys a better deal. We'll come out with more videos as time goes, so please do like and subscribe with the alert notifications so you do know when those videos are coming out. We have vehicle reviews coming out in the next few weeks. We're going to get some pretty nice vehicles from GM as well as Nissan. We're going to have them for a week so you can have extensive reviews. We're going to make another negotiation video. So a video on just negotiating what's negotiable, what's not, what's acceptable as far as extra fees, and what's not. So stay tuned, and we'll see you later.